Welcome on board. This is a 4S battery protection unit, also known as a BMS module. 4S means 4 lithium-ion cells connected in series. Let me show you the board closely. You connect a 16.8 volt constant voltage, constant current power supply and the load to the input terminal. The load can be a circuit board, a DC motor, or anything else you want to power safely. This out terminal is for a quick repair diagnosis, so you can determine whether a problem is coming from the battery pack or somewhere else in the circuit. It also lets you bypass the protection board and use the batteries directly. So the only thing you need to do is to place 4 brand new identical batteries into this holder and use the pack reliably for years. This design follows the same concept used in commercial products. For example, look at this battery pack. And here is the charger, parts of a portable vacuum cleaner. The battery pack contains a similar circuit and the charger is simply a CCCV power supply. Let me show you the back side of the board. This chip is the heart of the circuit, which monitors all 4 cells and controls these 2 power MOSFETs. So that's enough for a brief introduction. Let's move on to the schematic and PCB section. Alright, this is Altium developed software that I used to design this schematic and this PCB layout. But you might ask, what's the benefit of this Altium develop? What's the catch? What's in it for me? Altium develop offers many features, but one stands out. It makes teamwork easy, especially on complex PCB projects. Imagine you are on a team where one person works on power supply, another designs digital circuits, someone else handles RF parts such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa, and another team member creates component libraries and prepares the bill of materials. If you rely on traditional methods such as email, shared folders, screenshots, and PDFs, things get messy. You end up with a bunch of schematic and PCB files, misunderstandings, and frustration. This will delay your project, stress the team members, and affect the company's revenue and reputation. The difference is obvious, so I won't explain more. Follow this link in the YouTube video description. Sign up on the Altium website and test it with your 1-month free legal license. With that sign up, you can also download the project files from this link. Alright, now let me explain the schematic. If I zoom in and show it better, this is fine. Here is the charger and the load connection terminal. C8 is for noise reduction and stabilization. R9 is the series resistor for the VINI pin. VINI measures the voltage across R12. R12 is a low side shunt resistor for current measurement and overcurrent detection. R3 is a series resistor for the VMP pin to detect overcurrent, charger connection, and disconnection events. T1 and T2 are P-channel MOSFETs. These MOSFETs act as high-side switches to protect the batteries. T1 is the charging MOSFET. COP pin controls this MOSFET. It turns off during overcharge and overcurrent events. T2 is the discharge MOSFET. DOP pin controls this MOSFET. It turns off during overdischarge and overcurrent events. R1 is the gate resistor that turns off T1 when the open drain COP pin is in the high Z state. R2 is the T2 gate resistor. which limits the gate current and reduces switching noise. C7 is the CCT capacitor that sets the overcharge detection delay. C8 is the CDT capacitor that sets the overdischarge and overcurrent delay. R10 is the series resistor for the CTL pin. According to Table 5 in the datasheet, the state of the CTL pin defines the state of the COP and DOP pins. In our circuit, CTL is low, meaning a normal use for both pins. R8 is the series resistor for the cell pin. If the cell pin is pulled up to VDD like this circuit, it means a 4S BMS. If it is pulled down to VSS, it means a 3S BMS. R11 and C5 reduce controller supply noise and stabilize its operation. R4 to R7 are series resistors to monitor batteries and protect the chip inputs from inrush current and noise. When resistors are combined with C1 to C4 capacitors, they form 4 low-pass RC filters for low noise and stable measurement of battery voltages. And finally, this is the battery holder for 4 cells, and this is the output terminal. Now let's move on to the PCB. This is a 2-layer PCB, and I followed some layout tricks here. Let me enable the single layer mode from here. The high current traces are wide enough to handle the current. So this is for the top, you can see the traces, and this is the bottom. The tracks that read the shunt resistor voltage are short and identical in length. I mean these tracks. Do you see them? The ground plane on the top and bottom layers near the controller helps to reduce noise and stabilize the operation. This ground plane on the bottom and this one on the top. The shunt voltage reading path is enclosed by the ground plane to reduce noise. This path, is enclosed by the ground. So as a result, this is a straightforward project to follow. Just build one and have fun. Have a nice day.